What is up, guys? Rick here, and I want to talk about there being no Slag in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Now, this is because Slag does not fit in with the storyline of Borderlands the pre-sequel. It takes place during Handsome Jack's rise to power, and Slag was developed once Handsome Jack was thoroughly in charge of Hyperion. So we could, I guess, see some prototype Slag guns, and they may be more available in kind of like the quest reward guns and maybe certain legendaries. But from the gameplay we've seen, and the storyline tells us that there will be no kind of you just find a Slag gun. Now this is huge because Borderlands 2 relied extensively on Slag, especially during the later levels added through DLC. Like level 62 and level 72 and stuff like that, there really was no moving on. There was no getting through certain areas without some sort of Slag. Now that was either with an ability like Slag turrets from the Commando, or a Slag phase lock, or Slag grenades or Slag guns, etc. So this is going to make the game quite a bit differently. Like without Slag, without something that increases damage, a lot of enemies are going to be a lot more powerful. Like some enemies, again, especially in the later levels, you could pretty much only deal with when they were slagged. So this is going to make things a lot different. Are they going to have to nerf the enemies you face? Like, are enemies like super badasses just going to be weaker, or is there going to be something else that has this increase in damage? Remember that in Borderlands 1, it was corrosion that weakened the enemy armor, and then thus, if you corroded someone, any previous damage, or further damage I should say, that was done to them would be increased. So corrosion was like a lesser Slag. So is corrosion going to become the new Slag? Like, what is going to happen? It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm personally happy about this. I didn't like how, you know, I thought that frankly the enemies were a lot of them were like a little bit just too buffed up. It was kind of retarded that you needed Slag and you needed certain guns. Most guns did absolutely nothing against enemies, and it was just kind of disappointing, as well as maybe if they toned down the enemies, it might make shields actually useful. Once you got to the later levels, no matter what shield you were using, except for maybe the hoplite, it was pretty much downed in one shot, and it kind of made shields completely useless. I'd like to see everything maybe toned down a little bit, and then a better reliance on the other elements. You got to the point where a gun with an electric element, like, what's the point essentially? Unless it was a certain extremely good electric legendary grenades, shooting a guy with electricity barely would do anything. Now, again, we're going to have to see how Borderlands the pre-sequel deals with this, but it is an interesting topic. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, have a good day.